Situation, and everybody's keeping on top of it. Good man, thanks
All
for
right,
coming back.
thank you. See you
Okay,
tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Drowning in the basement, mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement, thinking about the government. A man in a trench coat, badge out, laid off. He says he's got a better golf. Once we get it paid off, look at kid, it's something you did. God knows when, but you're doing it again. You better duck down the alleyway, looking for a new friend. Man in a coonskin cap and a big pin, want $11 bills. You only got 10. Maggot complete, good face full of black shirt, talking about the heat, put the plants in the bed, but the phone's left anyway. Maggie said the medic said they must bust in early mail orders from the VA. Look out, kid, it's something you did. Walk on your tiptoes, don't tie no boats. Better stay away from those that carry around a fire hose. Keep a clean nose, sport the plane clothes. They don't need a weatherman. I know which way the wind blows. Hey, get sick, get well, hang around the inkwell, hang bail, hard to tell if anything is gonna sell. Try hard, get bored, get back, right where it get up, then don't it on me if you fail. Look out, kid, you're gonna get hit by losers, cheaters, 6-time users, hanging around the theaters. A girl by the whirlpool, looking for a new fool. Don't follow leaders and watch those funky feet turn. Watch those funky feet. We get a born, keep on short pants, romance. I learn to dance, get blessed, get blessed. Try to be a success, please her, please him. 5 gifts, don't steal, don't live for 20 years of schooling and then put you on the day shift. Look out, kid, keep it all in. I'm up down a manhole, light yourself a candle. Don't wear sandals, try to avoid the scandals. Don't wanna be a bum, you better chew on the pump. Don't work, cause the vandals took the handle. Okay.
Good song, good version of that. Subterranean Homesick Blues, written by Bob Dylan, of course. That's performed there by Ricky Lee Jones. I'm sorry for slurring. Sometimes I slur on a Thursday. It's from an album called The Village, a celebration of the music of Greenwich Village, an album which I played a few months back, which I rediscovered the other day, and I think I'll play a couple of tracks from that today. It's a very sad day for me today.
Why?
Because this is my last show of the year 2010. You know, you're probably saying to yourself, but hold on a minute, there's tomorrow. But I won't be here tomorrow.
That's right.
You'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm doing something else.
Yes.
I would love to be here for the last programme of the year, but alas, I can't make it. It feels as if I've somehow blotted my copybook. Do you feel badly because I'm not here tomorrow? Are you glad because you're doing it?
Well, I don't. I've
Do you feel as if I'm leaving a job undone?
I
As if
think so. You're a bit
getting off at Fawn?
Well, it's
Leaving the train at Bangor?
It seems to be rampant in the BBC now. People
Well,
not doing their jobs.
The
people
fat boy shamed into coming back.
Yes.
He put a remarkably good face on it there, but I could tell the hurt. Mm-hmm. I could tell the hurt when I said to him, "Did somebody tell you the people in the water?"
Yes.
And he broke his holiday specially to come back.
Yeah.
But what he didn't know is that we knew that he was in England,
Yes, doing 5 Live.
taking the King's shilling.
Yes.
leaving his people behind waterless. And it's a bad situation. And Talkback will be back live today at 12 o'clock. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme about that or any other matter is 08459 555 678. It's no joking matter. As a matter of fact, I was talking to a fellow today actually.
When were you talking to this fella?
Today.
All right. Well, let's that established.
And he said that, see, we up here in Derry, Stoke, Londonderry, some areas are not particularly badly affected. We're lucky. I mean, I'm lucky.
Same here.
You've had no disruption in your supply at all.
No.
And you live in a completely different area. You live in the poorer part of town.
Yeah.
And where I live, down where the swanky people are,
Yeah.
there's been no disruption in water supplies at all. And I think a lot of people around here underestimated the need that was being felt out there in the local community. And it only was brought home to people when they realised that even Eamon Holmes was queuing for water. You know, if Eamon Holmes has to queue for water, you know it's serious. And Michelle said to me, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today. This is my last programme of the year, but there will be another programme of 2010 presented by Mr. Coyle tomorrow morning. And I'm looking forward to hearing that.
You've been your bed.
I know. Listen, why didn't you tell me that Alison Extra was on every night this week?
Because no one told me.
Nobody told me either. It's been on every night this week. My daughter said to me last night, "You're in the wireless." I said, "I wonder what that is." I was Alison Extra. It was on every night this week. Nobody tells us anything. That's what happens during the holidays. People go away.
See?
The people who tell you things don't go away. And nobody, wouldn't he think he'd be sitting in their house? I better tell him that.
Haven't we been saying that for years?
For years we've been saying. What have we been saying for years?
We've been saying for years that everyone, once a bank holiday comes,
goes away.
everybody comes Christmas, everybody wants off, and they forget all about the people at home.
What is the one constant about this programme?
We're here all the time.
We're here
come rain, come shine.
Yes.
This programme is here.
All the time. I maybe contradict myself by saying that I won't be here
Yeah,
tomorrow.
but if it's
my
not
work
you-
is
if it's
my
not
work,
you-
Sean. My work is done here.
Yeah, but if it's not you, you get the other boy in.
You.
Yes. And so
Why don't you just call yourself you instead of the other boy? No, but seriously though, when times when you're down and out and troubled and you need a helping hand, we're always here.
yes, the rest of them are all on holiday.
All lying on their bums.
Yes,
Where
right.
was Nolan? I know where he was.
he was
said he was.
5'5".
He said he was on his holidays, but he doesn't realise that we know where he was.
Yes.
They're all away, you see. Even Wendy was lashed back.
Yes.
Is Wendy on today or is it Conor Bradford? Maybe Conor, I'm not quite
don't
sure. Anyway, we hope that people are having a better time of it today, that the situation improving somewhat, and that we don't have to get the army in, because you know what happens? You never get them out. Gerry, I apologise, Michelle says. I haven't listened to your show for the past 3 days. For almost a week I've been lying like a big sow on the sofa. What a beautiful picture that is. Watching television. Except for one night when I managed to throw on me and go to... People don't say that anymore.
No.
Remember you'd say, I must throw on me and go out.
That's right.
I mean, I almost don't know what that means. It's so long since I heard it. I must throw on me and go out. In other words, I must dress and leave the house. I must throw on me. I've never heard that for a long time. And in Derry, Stoke, Londonderry, there are certain words that even as we speak are becoming obsolete. When was the last time, maybe people elsewhere do not know what that is, when was the last time somebody said to you, what's the bars? When was the last time you heard that? What's the bars? Do you hear that still?
I don't think it's fading.
Of course, you live in the poorer part of town. You probably hear that more often than I do. It's a Derry expression meaning what's the news, what's the crack, what's the latest, what's the bars? And when was the last time you heard somebody saying, I'm mortified? When was the last time you heard that?
Yeah, quite a while.
I haven't heard that at all.
Uh,
And I'm all broke.
broke is the one I
I'm
was
all
thinking
broke,
about.
which means I'm mortified means that I'm embarrassed,
Yes.
really embarrassed, and I'm all broke means that I'm, well, very embarrassed. These are little Derry
Broke
things.
to the
but see,
bone.
broke to the bone. That's another. Jeez, I'm broke to the bone. People don't say it anymore. You see, these,
Are you distorting?
what?
Are you distorting?
Not as far as I know.
No, but you never looked.
I know, I never look.
Your headphones are very loud.
I never look.
And you have no engineer today.
Ken has gone AWOL.
We're running the show on our own. We're in
Do you know
charge
something?
today.
If we weren't here at all, there'd be dead air.
That's right. I know. Imagine putting us in charge.
What are they thinking of? Do they realise what they're dealing with here? I mean, we had to go and get people to work here today. Except for one night, I managed to throw on me and go to a party at my friend's house where there were lots of big, hunky farmers. They'll be listening and will enjoy hearing that one. I mean, what women have we got today?
Janet.
Just Janet back. Hello, Janet.
Janet, like Nolan, came in from her holiday.
Oh, because the people had no water, did she? That's
So
nice.
we had no one to work on the show.
Well, we had two other girls here. Where did they go?
They went away. They were only temporary.
What about Ken? Where's Ken?
He's.
I mean, you must have an engineer. I mean, how does this place work? Who switched this place on this morning?
I don't know.
Who done it?
I really don't know.
Anyway, yesterday I decided to watch Dr. Zhivago, as they call it in Northern Ireland.
I never liked that show.
Did you not?
No.
It's
I actually slept through it. I dozed off during that picture.
It's Dr. Zhivago.
Yes, I know.
I know it, but I'm just saying that everybody here calls it Dr. Zhivago.
Dr.
And
Zhivago.
yesterday I finally watched Dr. Zhivago for the first time in my life. I'm sorry, but I feel a little thick. I didn't realize I needed a degree on the Russian Revolution to understand it. I was in the mood for a good cry. I thought it was going to be a weepy, but instead I nearly cried at the 4 hours that I will never get back. 4 hours wasted. I texted my friend about it, and she texted back and saying that her cousin is married to a Ukrainian who is related to Boris Pasternak. Isn't it a small world? I'm wondering why she never told me before, but how often does a subject like that crop up in a pub? When was the last time the subject of the Ukraine popped up in your pub? You see, it doesn't happen. Last night I watched Celebrity Mastermind. One of the questions was, who wrote Peter Pan? Without thinking, I blurted out, Kevin Barry. What's that song? In Montjoy one Monday morning on a gallows. What is it?
No, I'm telling you.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Of course I meant to say J.M. Barry. My husband nearly wet himself. He won't let that one die. Now, life goes on. I found a bunch of distinctive keys in the snow near a primary school in Temple Patrick last Friday, Christmas Eve. I informed the police, but so far they have not been contacted by the owner. I don't know if Gerry would put this out or not. That's me. It's probably too trivial. Listen, Neville, nothing is too trivial for me, even though I can't even say it. And anyway, the owner is a GAA enthusiast. And I know Gerry isn't into Gaelic football. Now, you see, that doesn't sound good because it sounds like I'm a Protestant. No, but see, I don't like Gaelic football. I don't like it because it's too rough. And I had bad experiences when I was younger. I talked about this before. I still can't look at a Gaelic football. Gaelic football is the same as an ordinary ball, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it? Sorry. Why did I say Gaelic football? I can't look at Gaelic football because they're always fighting with each other. But one thing I have to say about Gaelic football, I mentioned this to you the other day. I saw a thing the other night. There's some kind of Gaelic match. I couldn't get the TV to turn it off. I couldn't find my remote. And there was a man standing playing, and the ball came towards him, and he bent down to pick it up. And another man came at him. It must have been roughly about 70 miles an hour. A big man. And thumped into this guy, and you could almost hear the bones crunch. And he just completely thundered into him with an awful, sickening thwack. And that man went down like a bag of spuds, and he went straight up, back up on his feet immediately, and ran up the field. If that had been the Premiership, the man would have been in hospital for 3 years, and had got £15 million compensation, and had the man arrested and hung. But I still have these keys here, and the police, and now you have my mobile number to reclaim the keys. One of the fobs gives the GAA clue, but there's another fascinating fob.
You never hear people talking about their fobs.
Fascinating fob. No, I haven't spoke to anyone about fobs for a long time. Anyone with the correct description can phone me to arrange collection. So there we are. There's a man who has found a set of distinctive keys. I wonder what the fascinating fob is. It's probably something quite rude, I would imagine. It's a man with a GAA football fob and another fascinating fob. I was going to phone yesterday about after 11 a.m, but I knew there was no point, since the music, which I usually but not always like, was particularly awful. So I knew that everyone would have switched off or gone to Nolan on Radio 5 Live, so I didn't bother. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
People are saying that because of the music in this programme, people switch it off. Can you imagine that?
Shocking.
Can you imagine anyone
Did
even
you see the
contemplating
7:30 show last night?
What? No. No, I didn't.
There were 3 pantomime dames on. And one of the dames, I'm not going to mention any names, one of the dames didn't want to be there. And it was so obvious.
Go on, tell me.
No.
Okay, I'll name the dames. I'll name the dames. Okay, I'll name the dames. May McFentridge.
No.
But she's a dame. Was she
No,
not there?
No.
All right, then, okay. William Caulfield.
No. Not in the William Caulfield was on, but not in the studio. You'll never guess the name.
The dames.
Yeah.
All right, then. Dan Gordon's a dame. He doesn't want to be a dame. Was he a dame there? He was there. Was he the one? I got him. Who's the other two?
No, I'm not telling you.
Tell me the other two. Who?
Gordon didn't want to be there.
But your dad doesn't. It's just a few quid, but you don't want to be on TV. Well, who's the other two?
No, I don't know.
See, I would be a dame if nobody knew about it.
Aye.
Because if you're a dame in pantomime, they give you lots of money.
Yeah.
But you don't want to stand up and say, hey, look at me being a dame.
Hope Dan doesn't mind me saying that.
Dan's okay. Dan won't mind because it's just a gig, you know.
Aye.
I mean, I do many things I'm not proud of. I mean, we have done a country and western tour. Do you remember? Remember last Christmas?
Yes.
Remember we went around all the halls?
Yes.
And we introduced people who were horrible?
No, we didn't. We enjoyed it.
I didn't.
Yes, I
We
did.
introduced people who were no good.
No, we did not.
Yes,
They were
we
good.
did. Every night
Stop
said, oh,
that.
ladies, put your hands
Stop
together.
that.
My person here is no good.
Stop that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a whole show of people with no
That's-
talent.
that's
I know,
ridiculous.
that's what I'm saying. It's the Hugo tour, you know? It's the Hugo Road. And we went down that Hugo Road and we realised
it.
that there's no future
No,
there.
you
I
talk.
stopped it. I can't do it. I tried it
You
once.
speak for yourself.
Oh, all right,
Yes.
Timo Savvy.
Yes, speak for yourself.
All right, then. I went down the Hugo Road
Yes,
once
you.
because I was offered money, and I went down that road, and then I realised it's not for me. I'm never going down that road again. I'm going to plough my own furrow from now on, and I will have no money. In the past few days of show, Christmas show, what's this? Oh, I know what this is. It's the last night of Christmas Eve Conciliar at the theatre at the Mill, Newton Abbey. It's on until tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's the last night, and there's still some tickets available. So apparently that's really, really good. That's the Christmas Eve Conciliar. It's on. The last night is tonight is the penultimate night, and tomorrow night is the last night. That's at the Theatre of the Mill at Newton Abbey. And then A Night with George is starting at the Waterfront Hall on the 18th of January. That'll be very good. I believe that's great. So go along to that. Don't know if you managed to transmit my request for the dog yesterday. Please do it again. So this is another little call out for this person. A man lost a dog. It's a 6-year-old female, smooth-coated border collie bitch called Lynn. She is black with a white chest and a small bit of white on the side of her nose. She was last seen in between the Grange and a Hochel yesterday, 28th of the 12th at 11 a.m. Why don't you admit that you didn't enjoy doing that Christmas thing? You're afraid. You're afraid to admit you didn't enjoy it.
There was
Country and Western people. They're nice people, but you know, you can't be bothered with that. You can't be going on the stage and introducing people singing.
Why not?
Because it's not you. Be honest with yourself.
It is me.
It's not, is it?
It is me. Of course it's me.
Well, it's not me.
I was just annoyed you wouldn't let me sing.
You sing that. Sing the Beach Boys song.
No, it's too
I
difficult.
always loved this.
Aye.
I used to sing this. I used to sing this on stage. Hear me playing all the good stuff today because they know I'm going away.
Well, I've been thinking about all the places we surfed and danced and all the faces we missed. So let's get back together and do it again.
Oh, is that over now? Is that over?
Yeah, what were you listening to?
I was listening to something else entirely. I'm
There-
terribly
there-
sorry.
There's a man on one.
What's that song?
What song?
I can hear something in my ear. Oh, that's okay. It's gone away now. Everything's all funny. Hold on a second. Oh, that's better now. There's a man on one, is there? Hello, good morning.
How you doing? You see the record stops, Gerry? It means it's over.
I know that voice. Who's that?
You have to play another one.
I know who it is. It's Dave Boy Macaulay.
Aye, how are you?
What about your kid? Listen, I was talking the other day about you having a cauliflower arse, so I hope you don't mind.
No.
No,
I don't
because,
mind.
some people are sensitive about that kind of thing.
No, not me.
And Mr. Cole, you said that he never said that. That Dave Boy Macaulay never said that. I made it up.
No, what I said was
Come on.
the first person you heard saying was May McFetridge. May McFetridge uses this joke about Dave Boy. We shouldn't be making jokes at Dave Boy and having the other end of the telephone.
No, but we have to find out the origin of it. Was it Dave Boy himself who first said they had a cauliflower arse?
Why did you ask Dave Boy?
I'm going to ask
He's
him
there.
now.
Go on, ask
I'm
Dave
going to
Boy.
ask him. Dave Boy.
No, I think I'm really certain it was May.
You
Was
see?
the person to come out with that eye.
You
Yes.
just couldn't go along
Only
with
don't
it,
fight
could
with the
you?
cauliflower arse, that's me.
Yeah.
You just
23
couldn't.
fights down 22 times. Hey, that's some record. That'll be hard to beat.
No, you just couldn't go along with it, could you? You just couldn't go along with it. You just couldn't help me out a bit. You just couldn't say that it was you
I'll
said
give
it.
you. I'll give you a record, Dave Boy.
What's that?
Wait here. This is true.
Right.
In the late 1950s, I think 1957 or so, there was a fight in the King's Hall. And before the end of the fourth round, one of the guys had the opponent down 14 times.
14 times.
14 times, yeah. It was,
Sounds
a
like
fella,
Dave-
it was a fella from Derry who was actually fighting a fella called Paddy Kelly, who would be the brother of the late Spider Kelly. And he knocked the opponent down 14 times. The referee stopped the fight before the end of the fourth round.
I hope it wasn't the horizontal
Was
heavyweight.
that 14 times in the four rounds? Or just 14?
Inside the 4 rounds, he was
Down
down 14
14
times. Yes, that was in the King's Hall.
I think if that
Belfast.
had been happening today, they'd have got the ambulance and all, hadn't they?
That's right.
Well, you see, one of the things about Dave Boy Macaulay that people don't realise that Dave Boy, you're the most successful Irish boxer ever.
I'm the most successful Irish fighter ever, I'm the most successful British fighter post-war.
Yes.
You know, the
You
I
don't-
hold
you
the
don't- you
record
don't-
in Ireland and Britain with a recognised world title now. There's that many different versions of the world title. I think there's 6 or 7 different versions of it now. But in my day, there was only 3.
Yes, but see,
That sounds like a long time ago. My day.
the point is, it's good to set the record straight because you are the most successful one, and everybody talks about Barry McGuigan and people like that, but they don't talk about you. Does that annoy you? Because you're the best. You're
No,
the
it
one.
doesn't
You're the
annoy me,
most.
no. You have to. McGuigan, he came first, so therefore.
That's right.
He sort of put boxing. Him and BJ sort of put boxing on the map. You know what I mean? And they opened the doors for everybody else.
Barry's still wired up. I've seen him this last couple of times. He hasn't learned how to relax. You've learned how to relax.
Well, well, I was pretty much horizontal most of my career anyway. So that sort of helped me.
Yeah, you're always resting.
I was.
No. Let's put it this. And what do you do? Are you still in the hotel business?
Oh, I'm still there.
And where are you now?
I'm in the house right now, but I do a wee bit of work for RTE there. I do
That's good.
the boxing commentating along with Jimmy McGee there for RTE.
That's good. Yeah.
You never listen to RTE, Gerry?
You mean on the radio?
No, on
On
the
TV?
television.
Well, see, sometimes you can watch it too if it's on TV. And you do the punditry on TV, do you?
I do along with Jimmy McGee. You've heard of Jimmy McGee?
I have heard of Jimmy McGee. No, I watch TV, RTE quite often, actually. Anything but the Late Late Show.
Well, you should tune into some nights or when you
I will.
tune into RTE Sport
I will, actually.
whenever there's boxing on.
I didn't. Did you realise Dave Boy was a regular
Of
participant?
course, everyone knows Dave Boy is RTE's boxing.
I'm sorry,
correspondent.
Dave.
Of
I'm not a
course.
boxing fan. I mean, I'm not a. Well, I am a boxing fan, for instance, but I wouldn't be the type of guy that would watch it on television.
No?
No.
You don't know what you're missing.
Well, it's
Don't
nice.
know you're-
Well, here, tell me about yourself now. What are you're involved in the hotel? But where are you now? Are you still in the Ballygalley?
No, we're still in the Halfway House Hotel in Ballygalley.
Yes. Okay.
That's sort of, we're still there, but that's what I want to see. We run a New Year's Eve sort of dance,
Yes. Yes.
but there's a few people we need to get in contact with. So I wanted you to, if you wouldn't mind, anybody who's booked for the New Year's Eve dance in the Halfway House Hotel, Gerry, if you'd put it across the airwaves, if they would get in contact with the hotel as soon as they can.
That's right, because I mean, I think everybody's having the same problem. I don't know if you're having a problem or not, but what happens is that over the past few weeks or so, people have booked long term for these things, and then because of the weather, everything's up in the air, so you don't know if people are going to come or not. Isn't that
that's
basically.
it. See, there's been that many cancellations.
That's
See
right.
that 10 days of bad weather. I think
That's
it was
right.
an absolute disaster for everybody. But listen, you just have to sort of
Yeah.
keep the head down and the
All right.
chin down and just keep at it. But if you could put that across the airways for me, or am I doing that now?
You're doing that now, but I'll reiterate now, and I'll say that anyone who's going along to your New Year's Eve bash in the halfway house, to make sure that they give you a ring and tell them, make sure you're coming. So
and I haven't heard from you or Sean for a very long time, because there's people in the hotel every day of the week that say, Macaulay, what's wrong with that boy Anderson, that boy Coyle's not giving you a ring? Have you fallen out with him?
No, well, let me explain to you.
So, no, I said, well, not unless I have done something wrong inadvertently. There's a good word.
No. Inadvertently, that's a good word. But no, what happens is, you see, of course, me being busy presenting the show, I don't actually make the calls as such. So all calls are made by Mr. Coyle.
But you and Sean make you make the decision. You say, give him a ring, give him a ring.
No, I would say that. But
my name obviously is not in the loop.
No. You see, I would say to him, ring Dave Boy, and he'd come back to me and say, oh, I can't get him. I say, I can't argue, you know. So you'll have to talk to him about it. Why don't you ring Dave Boy more often?
But you see, you did say the other day, I need to talk to Dave Boy.
I did, yes.
Did put that call up because some man was
Yes, because there's a man in a guy called Bobby Atchison who does the, there's a big Ulster Scots thing goes on up here, and Bobby Atchison and there's a few guys, and they're on this Ulster Scots thing. You've got traditional sort of Scottish music, traditional Irish music.
We know what it is.
It's a combination of both. And they had it on last night and halfway, and it was very, very, very successful. They have it like once every sort of month or once every couple of months, you know.
Okay, well, the next time they have it on, to ask them to give us a ring and tell us about it.
Well, the next time it's on, Gerry, because it's very good now, because as you probably know, that Ulster Scotch is spoken from Glenarm, Carnlough, Castle, Ballycastle, Christendall, spoken the whole way down, and down and round the county down coast too, down and round like Kilkeelan, place they got there. Like, that's all the old Ulster Scots thing, you know. And
yes, how interesting. Thank you very much.
It is. Great. But once Bobby, once he's organising and all, I'd get him to give you a ring and
yes, please do.
I'll just tell him to mention Ulster Scotch, because I know your memory's not too good.
All right then.
I think
what's your name again?
I know it's not too good, because you seem to have forgotten about me.
No, we will not.
The doldrums this past 2 or 3 years.
My New Year's resolution is one of them, apart from the
to give Dave Boy a ring more often.
That's it.
I know what
does
happened
that
the
mean
last
once
time,
a
Dave
year?
Boy.
Does that mean twice a year? Does that mean how many times does that mean, Gerry?
Don't try and pin me down, Dave.
Right, okay.
No, I know what happened, Dave. You see, the last time Gerry talked to you, you started telling jokes.
I know, and he thought they were quite funny.
No, I didn't like to bring that up. You see, you don't understand how this thing works here, Bob. Sorry, I forget so easily.
I'm just beginning to wonder who took all the punches, myself or Gerry.
See, the way the thing works is I do the funny things.
All right.
And whenever I talk to someone, it's like Frank Carson told me this. He said, when you talk to me, he said, don't tell jokes. I'll do the jokes. So that's why I had a.
So whenever I talk to you from now on, then you do the jokes.
I do the jokes,
and I'll do the laughing.
You do the laughing. See, that's why I had to drop you.
But you let me know when the punchline's coming up. Pardon the pun, punchline.
Okay. You're doing it again.
I think it's funny.
All right then. Well, listen. Go away.
Right.
It's nice to talk to you, and we'll talk to you.
And I'm sure I'll hear from you in the New Year sometime.
Yes, you will. We'll talk to you very, very.
And if I don't, and if I'm not talking to you in the New Year, I'm going to wish you a happy New Year, and you and Sean and everybody else down there.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Dave Boy Macaulay. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Bye. I hate him.
On 92 to 95 FM
and 1341 medium wave.
This is BBC Radio Ulster.
BBC News at 11 o'clock. I'm Martin Montague. The Minister for Employment and Learning, Danny Kennedy, has criticised what he calls the inaction and ineptitude of senior executives in Northern Ireland Water. At least 36,000 homes and businesses are currently without a supply. The company has said the water shortage will not be resolved for at least a couple of days, but was unable to give a specific date. Mr Kennedy will be one of the ministers at an emergency meeting in Stormont this afternoon.
I believe that this crisis wasn't made by politicians. I think it does prove to me that there was inaction and ineptitude on behalf of senior executives in Northern Ireland Water who failed to recognise and prepare properly between the period of the big freeze and the big thaw. And so therefore they bear heavy responsibility. Now, if they are able to transform radically the situation, then it may well be that they will save their skin.
And Northern Ireland Water says the latest information is available on its website. Meanwhile, details of councils providing water and bathing facilities can be found on the BBC News website and on CFAX page 169 and also via the red button. Police in Bristol have arrested a 65-year-old man on suspicion of murdering the landscape architect Joe Yates. He is Chris Jeffries, who was Miss Yates's landlord. During the morning, police have also removed 2 cars from outside the property where Joe Yates lived. The BBC's Louise Hubble watched the second car being driven away on the back of a lorry.
It is a grey Volvo, the number plate removed. We saw that on the first vehicle as well, and I managed to catch a few words with a forensic officer earlier, and he confirmed the vehicles were being taken away to be forensically removed, and certainly all the people surrounding these vehicles have been dressed in those white forensic suits.
Louise Hubble reporting in Bristol. Now, with a look at today's weather, here's Angie Phillips.
A few dense patches of fog may linger at low levels, but mainly over hills as the cloud base tries to lift a little. But with the exception of the odd brighter interval here and there, it'll stay rather cloudy and even quite gloomy in places through the day. A mainly dry day, though, and mild, with highs sitting around 8 or 9 Celsius. Tonight sees the mist, hill fog and some low-lying fog returning again.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
Mist and fog patches are still lingering on the M1 between Moira and Dungannon, as well as on the A4 towards Ballygawley, so slow down and use fog lights where necessary. On to flights. At Belfast International, this morning's EasyJet flight from Stansted has been delayed by 5 hours and is now expected at 2:10 this afternoon. And at the George Best Belfast City Airport, both Flybe flights from Gatwick and Bristol are now due at 11:10, while the 12:15 arrival from Bristol is now expected at 1:50. Anne Jordan reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback today with me, Conor Bradford, we're live with a special programme on day 12 of the water crisis. If you're off, we want to hear from you. Have you been able to get through to Northern Ireland Water? One thing's for sure, we'll take your call 08459 555 678 or text us on 81771. There's an emergency meeting the executive at Stormont today. Can they come up with a solution? Will the boss of Northern Ireland Water hold on to his job? All that on a special edition of Talkback today. We're live. We had a programme on tape. We've ditched that because we want to hear from you. 08459 555 678 from noon.
That's what we need. The Dunkirk spirit. Go get them, Connor. Topple those guys. Go for the fat cats. The people demand it. Nolan's too fat. He's lost his fire. He's too busy sitting at home looking out the window.
We've ditched it.
We'll fight them on the beaches. We'll fight them. Thank God we'll... Gerry is here. Tommy is here. A pincer movement round the baby house. Go get them. Go get them. Who do they think they are? Common people. We're the common people.
You know that I'm falling and I don't know what to say. I'll speak a little louder, I'll even shout. You know that I'm proud and I can't get the words out.
I've just got an email from Dan Gordon.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no, is he annoyed?
Well,
Oh no.
I'll show it to you later.
Oh my goodness.
I wanna be with you everywhere. Something's happening to me. My friends say I'm acting peculiarly. Come on, baby, we better make a start. You better make it soon before you break my heart.
It ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know by now. When the rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on. Don't think twice, it's alright. Well, ain't no use in turning on your light, babe, a light I've never known. Ain't no use in turning on the light, babe, I'm on the dark side of the road. Wish there was something you could do, I say, something to make me change my mind and stay. We never did much talking anyway. Don't think twice, it's alright. And it ain't no use in calling out my name, gal, like you've never done before. It ain't no use in calling out my name, gal, I can't hear you anymore. I'm thinking and I'm wondering, walking down that road. I once loved a woman, a child I'm told. I gave her my heart, but she wanted my soul. Don't think twice, it's alright. So long, honey, babe. Where I'm bound, I can't tell. Goodbye is too good a word, babe. I'll just say fare thee well. I ain't saying you treated me unkind. You could have done better, but I don't mind. You just kinda wasted my precious time. Now don't think twice, it's alright. No, I ain't saying you treated me unkind. You could have done better, but I don't mind. You just kinda wasted my precious time. Don't think twice, it's alright.
That's Shelby Lynn. Don't think twice, it's all right. Bob Dylan's song. Before that, we had Fleetwood Mac, of course, a song called Never Going Back Again. Was it? Was it that? I think it was. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was another one called Everywhere. What did I play? What was the song I played by Fleetwood Mac?
I don't know. You always play Never Going Back.
Wasn't that then?
Track 10.
Must have been Everywhere. What do you mean they always play Never Going Back?
Well, whenever you play Fleetwood Mac, you play...
Yeah, I always play that.
Yeah.
There's a man that accuses you of being drunk today. Are you drunk today?
No.
Uh-huh.
Fine.
Is there any reason why Sean sounds drunker than Shane McGowan on a Tuesday morning after a stressful breakfast?
But this is Thursday.
Well, he's drunk then.
Yeah.
If his water is off, it's probably not best to turn to other liquids with a percentage. Although in saying that, if he gets drunk tomorrow, his show might not contain as many of Hugo's regular songs.
I've already had a request for tomorrow morning.
A cruel
I've
film.
already been asked to play Tom Jones singing My Elusive Dream.
My Elusive Dreams. Does Tom Jones sing that?
Yeah, sings it very well too.
Stole it off Val Doonigan.
No, that's a different song.
My Elusive Dreams.
No, that's
My Elusive Butterfly.
My Elusive Butterfly. You may wake up some morning.
Here's a number to ring from Northern Ireland Water. Is this serious? Is this not the number?
That's the
Where
number.
did this come from? Is this a new number?
I went to our newsroom and asked our newsroom.
You mean, is this the number of people been ringing this last week?
Yes.
What's the point in giving that out? Sure, everybody knows that. Sure, everybody's ringing that for ages. Nobody answers it. 0845 744 0088. That's the number that everybody rings and nobody answers. Why are you giving it to me? Is this the first you've heard of it?
No.
Somebody said, there's a number to ring?
No.
This has been going on for weeks, you know.
Because...
Why have you asked me to read this out? Somebody asked you to read this out?
We had several calls asking for the Northern Ireland Water number.
Okay,
People,
and the people still don't know that there's no point in ringing it? 08457 44 0088. That's the Northern Ireland Water ringer. 084 Northern Ireland Water ringer.
What does that mean?
I don't know what it meant. 08457 44 0088. And Gerry, could you please wish Stevie Fay from Ballygalget, never heard of it, a great 40th birthday today from all the family. And a person listening from London and working from home, Caroline, she seems to be from Derrystoke, London, Derry. I'm listening in London. I enjoy the programme. I was home in April of this year here in Derrystoke, London, Derry. I realised that people are getting bigger. That is, eating too much food. Does nobody go to the gym, run, walk instead of using the car? I was flabbergasted at the number of fat people I've seen in Derrystoke, London. Well, this is true all over Northern Ireland. People are getting fatter, you know. They really are.
I know.
It's because of it's obviously because of the fast food outlets.
Yeah,
that's the only reason.
The bellies.
Yeah, do you remember?
A lot of bellies.
I know,
a lot of bellies in Derry.
A lot of people kind of genuinely overweight.
And can I just say this?
It's
Girls
overeating.
included.
Oh, girls particularly. Yeah. You look at any photograph, do you know the way all the local papers, to sell papers, they have loads, be 15 pages of photographs of people drinking. You look at any group of people, and any group of people, say maybe 15 girls, and God love them, you'll probably find that maybe a third of them are overweight. You'll probably find maybe a third of them. Whereas if you look back at old photographs, taken in the 50s or 60s, maybe of gatherings in dance halls, that kind of thing, or staff dues, a fat person, you wouldn't see a fat person. The fat person would be a rarity. Or a person who'd be overweight would be a rarity. It's purely down to fast food and processed foods.
Drink.
No, not drink. I don't think it's drink.
Yes, alcohol's a big
No,
factor.
I think it's processed foods.
And
when you
alcohol?
you don't see this because you don't go into supermarkets or shops.
No.
When you go into a supermarket, I notice this incredibly. Do you know the frozen foods? People are coming out with bags and bags of stuff and trolleys full of frozen pizzas, frozen garlic bready things and all that stuff, and curries and stuff like that. Stuff that's handy to do, just throw it in the microwave. That's the stuff that makes you fat. That and going to fast food, McDonald's, of course, Burger King, all those pizza places. That's what makes people fat. I don't think drink makes people fat. If you drink enough, you don't eat. You know what I mean? That's great. Sean, please get the volume levels sorted out. She's Ken.
See.
You know what I think Ken does at night? I think he just comes in here and turns everything down and just goes home. My thumb already sore after I fell out of bed this morning.
You distorted my ears when you says my thumb.
My thumb.
See, distorting again.
My thumb. My thumb.
Where's your levels?
My thumb.
Where's your wee needle?
My needle is fine. It's hovering between 4 and 5. But there's something evil going on here. My thumb already sore after I fell out of bed this morning. Is getting sorer as I have to keep turning the volume up and down the remote control. Please thank my dad for his Christmas present of an electric blanket, which I rolled over in bed this morning to turn on. I rolled over far too far and fell out of bed, cracking my head and arm on the bedside table and landing on the floor. This is one of the things that one must be very careful about when one has an electric blanket. Have you got an electric blanket?
No.
Have you not? Have you not?
No.
How did you exist during the cold snap? You need an electric blanket during that kind of thing.
Don't tell me you've one.
Oh, yeah. But one of the things you have to be very careful. I put it on every night at 10 o'clock.
No. Janice says she knows you have one. How does Janet know you have an electric blanket?
See how quick she was in there. In there like a rocket.
Eh?
And he told me. I read in the book. No, well, you see, I think it's very important. I put mine on at 10 o'clock every night. I put it on stun. And then when I go to bed, maybe 12 o'clock, maybe half 12, the place is piping. and you just go in there and you take off all your clothes. Janet, turn your head, and you jump and you go, woo! Especially as it's cold. You see, it's a little cold upstairs, and then you go in and then you have to lean over and turn it off then, or else you'll end up like a chip. But you have to be very careful when you're rolling over to turn it off, because you might fall out of bed like that gentleman. What's the difference between, a gentleman says, Willie says, what's the difference between planning and pre-planning? Well, there is no difference. Pre-planning is a word that civil servants use because they want to use as many words as possible, because I think a lot of civil servants are paid by the number of words they use. This latter activity has recently acquired a certain currency amongst politicians, commentators, and the general run of gabble blooters infecting the media. Even Northern Ireland Water, pre-planned for the Christmas period, ended up with the disaster that we're now struggling through. Anyway, also, if I may touch upon a subject you mentioned last week, I heard you mention brass monkeys being badly affected by the current cold weather. Perhaps you know the derivation of the term, if it frees the you-know-what of a brass monkey. It comes from a time when cannonballs were used on board Royal Navy ships and the British Empire ruled the waves. The cannonballs were stored in an upright cylinder. No, that's not true.
They were in a little pyramid.
No, they were not.
Yes, they were.
No, they were not. They were not. Can you imagine how stupid that is?
What?
Have you ever been? I was on an India a merchantman in Sydney. It was a complete. It was the William McCoy and the cannons and all of it.
You're right.
And do you think that any ocean-going, wind sail-driven ship would have cannonballs on a little pyramid? They would fall off it. Do you know how they stored cannonballs in the 18th century ships?
Yeah.
The little panel along the side, and the little holes you put the balls in there, so they wouldn't roll about the place. They didn't put them on a pyramid. That's urban legend. So, see that thing about balls of brass monkey? Not true. Anyway, do you realise how cold it would get? How cold it would need to be for that brass to shrink? It would need to be something like minus 100 degrees for that brass to shrink enough that the cannonballs would fall off. Complete. Ask any physicist.
We fought over an electric blanket. Do you remember that?
Yes, I'd rather not recall that.
Oh,
though.
do you? No, you don't
I do
remember. You don't remember.
Well, yes.
Right. Well, tell me.
We fought over like blankets.
Yes.
Hold on a minute. I seem to remember some kind of scrap. Where was it?
We fought over an electric
Where?
blanket. Come on, and you said you remember.
I remember something about it, but not specifically. What was it?
Hmm?
Come on.
It was the time we went to Australia.
Yes.
And we had we acquired my Uncle Willie's summer residence.
Yes.
And we
Uncle Willie had do you remember what that place was called?
Rosebud.
The same name as Citizen Kane's sleigh.
Yes.
Rosebud. It was on the Victoria Bay, near Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
What a lovely little place.
Yeah.
Rosebud.
Yes.
It's a little seaside resort.
Yes.
And we went there, and he had a holiday home. We lived there, and yes.
Because it was my uncle, I got the pick of the bedrooms.
Yeah.
And I picked this bedroom with a nice big soft bed, and he said, "I said that'll do me." And then you see, and I thought it was great. And then you said, "I'm in a better room than you." And then when I saw your room, I said, "I want your room." You see, and it was all you had spotted earlier that there was an electric blanket on the bed that I was in, but I hadn't been in the bed yet. But you spotted the electric blanket.
I'm no fool.
You set me up, and you wanted me to want your bedroom. When I did, I said, "I want your bedroom." You said, "No, you're not getting my bedroom. This is my bedroom. I picked that. You picked that one first." And I fought with you.
Yes.
But there was an electric blanket on the bed that I had got. I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
And you never told me. And we were all founded, and you were in this lovely big bed.
It was
And
fine.
you set me up.
I know.
And you stole me Uncle Willie's electric blanket. And
I'm a wee shite. I really am, aren't I? That's the real me. Devious and cruel.
Shall I tell you about my life? They say I'm a man of the world. I've flown across every tide. I've seen lots of pretty girls. I guess I've got everything I need. I wouldn't ask I mean a good woman to make me feel like a good man should. I don't say I'm a good man, oh, but I would be if I could. I could tell you about my life and keep you amused, I'm sure, about all the times I cried and how I don't want to be sad anymore, and how I wish I was in love.
Darkness at the break of noon, shadows even the silver spoon, the handmade blade, the child's balloon, eclipses both the sun and moon. To understand, you know too soon. There is no sense in trying. Pointed threats they bluff with scorn. Suicide remarks are torn from the fool's gold mouthpiece. The hollow horn plays wasted words, proves to warn that he not busy being born is busy dying. Temptation's page flies out the door you follow. Find yourself at war. Watch waterfalls, a pity roar. You feel to moan, but unlike before, you discover that you just be one more person crying. So don't fear if you hear a foreign sound to your ear. It's alright, Mom. I'm only sighing. You reappear, you suddenly find you got nothing to fear. Alone you stand with nobody near, when a trembling, distant voice and clear startles your sleeping ears to hear that somebody thinks they really found you. A question in your nerves is lit, yeah, you know there is no answer fit to satisfy. Try not to quit, to keep it in your mind and not forget that it isn't he or she or them or it that you belong to. For them, there must obey authority that they do not respect in any degree. Who despise the job, the destiny, and speak jealously of them that are free. Cultivate their flowers to be nothing more than something they invest in. Oh, but I mean no harm, nor put fault on anyone that lives in a vault. And if my thought dreams could be seen, they probably put my head in the guillotine. But it's alright, more. It's life and life only.
To say H for the band for the divided community. DUHHKS, the Ducks, it's all right, ma, I'm only bleeding. Glad to say Paul Casey's here. Good morning, Paul.
Morning.
Paul, you have been doing amazing stuff recently, which people maybe know nothing about. You've been wearing another hat recently.
Aye. Well, I've been co-producing Chris Rea's new album, new project.
Yeah.
And
you're actually producing, basically,
yeah.
Chris Rea's new album.
Yeah.
Huh?
I never planned to get the job, you know, I just kind of ended up with the job, and it's great, it's worked out really well.
But see, one of your great strengths was that you always made your own records, basically. With I don't know, I'm not a technical guy, but you always used your laptop, and you're well across the... And I remember saying before, I remember hearing an album that you made, and I remember thinking that, you know, you couldn't have made it any better anywhere else in the world, and you just did it yourself. So obviously, he's heard that.
Yeah.
And he said, "This is the man for me." That's a great honour.
It's great because, like you say, he's been listening to the stuff of mine because I've worked with him all over the years, and he's always asking, "How do I do this? How do I do that?" And eventually, he's got his own studio, but he gave me a budget to go on and get what equipment I needed, and we did that. And
well, how would you feel about that? Now, that's a kind of a different thing because you're basically a singer-songwriter. I mean, do you have any ambitions in that line? I mean, do you see yourself as a producer, or do you see it's all part of the one thing?
It's all part of the one thing because it's music, you know, and I really enjoy it because I love recording. I love recording my own stuff, and they actually record, you know, somebody like Chris Rea's album. It's kind of weird.
I know.
You know, there's days I was saying, you know, I think you can do that line better, Chris. And I had to punch myself going, did I just tell him that?
Reminds me of one time I was talking about this, actually, the great actor Leslie Nielsen, who died there recently. I remember doing a wee interview of him one time, and there was a person with me who was kind of producing the thing, and we were doing a bit of stick, and he was doing this golf thing. He says, let's do that. He says, I'll do this golf thing, and you do this. And she said, oh no, Leslie, I think this can be funnier. And I went, I wouldn't really, you know, just let him do whatever he wants. Right. So it's seriously, because you hesitate, don't you?
Yeah.
I say, Chris, that wasn't quite right.
No, but he was actually really cool because he said, you know, if you think anything, do let me know. And, you know, it's been a really good, because it's just me and him, and we're working away for...
But that's a producer's job. The producer's job is to say to him, Chris, you know, that could be better.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you don't say that, and he listens to the thing at the end of the day, and he says, you know, Paul, that could have been better. But how would you feel now if that was really successful when it's released, and you start to get other offers to produce other people? How would you feel about that?
Like I say, it's music.
Give me the money.
Keep it coming. But no, it's a great thing, and like I said, I never ever planned it. It just kind of happened because at the start of the year, I'd done the tour with Chris. I was supporting. I was playing in the band. So
you did the world tour with him. You were in Russia and everywhere. Where were you?
Everywhere. And when we got back from that, we just basically started straight into the album. So that's been right up till now, and I go back now in a week's time to finish a lot of remixes and stuff. So
after you get the water out of your house.
Ring my house up. My house got flooded.
Paul was in Florida having a break the last couple of weeks. You came back yesterday, was it?
Yep.
And your house is completely flooded.
Half my house is gone. So I should have stayed in Florida.
Well, listen, I shouldn't be laughing, but it's horrible, isn't it? Anyway, but that world tour you did, I talked to you this before. Just remind people. I mean, people maybe don't realise how big he is all over the world.
Yeah, I mean, we were doing.
Where did you play?
We played all of Europe, Germany, France. You know, we went into Russia. We were in Belgium. We done all UK, Ireland. We were in Italy. We were everywhere. Just it was crazy. It was great. 3 months of it. Well, it was brilliant.
And what about your own recording career? Have you put that on hold for a while, or?
No, well, I'm always writing, so I'm always jotting, and I have an album of stuff that I have to record as soon as we finish this project, and I'm going to get at that in the next couple of months.
And you've got a very special gig tonight, actually, which I want to tell the people about. You've got a tradition every year. You do a gig here in the city in Derry, Stoke, London. Then you're in the City Hotel tonight.
Yeah, City Hotel tonight with a band.
Yeah,
and,
what's 4-piece? What 3?
Yeah, me, Liam Bradley on drums, Nicky Scott on bass, and Johnny McCulloch on piano.
That's Van Morrison's.
That's exactly. Poached them.
Well, you couldn't get a better band than that.
Brilliant.
So what is that tonight? Is that just a meal thing, or is it you just go along?
No,
or?
I just go along.
Just a gig?
You can get tickets or pay at the door or whatever.
Okay, that's City Hotel in Derry, Stoke, London, Derry tonight. What, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, something like that?
Doors at 8.
All right, then. Okay, Paul, will you do a wee song for us? I know... you must be terrible coming back and find you've nowhere to live, basically.
Well, we're playing in the City Hotel, and I'm kind of living in the City Hotel as well.
Good job you had that gig. You can go upstairs and go to bed. Listen, Paul, thank you for coming in. I know you're just going to do one song for us, and because it's all tune and stuff. But by next time you come in, bring 2 guitars.
I will do.
All right then. Thanks, Paul.
This is called She Could Be.
Okay.
She could be my star, shining in the night, shining from afar, yeah. She could be my boat when waves come crashing in, keeping me afloat out. But what if I was a submarine, lost beneath the sea? She could be my oxygen, my baby. She could help me breathe out. She could be my blood running through my veins, feeding me love. She could be the flame dancing in the fire, taking away my pain. But what if I was a submarine, lost beneath the sea? She could be my oxygen, my baby. She could help me breathe, yeah. She could help me breathe. She could help me breathe out. She could help me breathe, my baby, yeah. And she could be my sea, wherever I would turn. She'd be there with me, yeah. She could be my blood running through my veins, feeding me love. But what if I was a submarine, lost beneath the sea? She could be my oxygen, my baby. She could help me breathe. What if I was a submarine, lost beneath the sea? She could be my oxygen, my baby. She could help me breathe. Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
I've been kicked right down, I've been spat in the face, I've been pulled way down to the lowest place. I've been lied to, shamed, I have been disgraced, been excommunicated from every holy place. I've been beat up and robbed, I've been left for dead, for the way I look, for the things I said. And when trouble thinks it's found us, the world falls down around us, I promise, baby, you won't ever feel a thing. 'Cause I will take it on the chin, eh, for you to lay your cuts and bruises over my skin. I promise you won't feel a thing, no. 'Cause everything the world could throw, I'll stand in front, I'll take the blow for you. I've been put on the street, I've been left in the cold, had my dreams held up, had them shot full of holes. I've been laughed at, hurt, been the butt of the joke. I've been lit up in flames, I have gone down the smoke. I've been stabbed in the back, while I've been promised the earth, trying to keep my head high for all I'm worth. Outside I'm double blazing, I know the war is raging. I promise, baby, you won't ever feel pain. 'Cause I will take it on the chin, eh, for you to lay your cuts and bruises over my skin. I promise you won't feel a thing, no. 'Cause everything the world could throw, I'll stand in front, I'll take the blow for you, for you. And if I fall here, at least you know, my dear, that I would die for you. Promise you won't ever feel a thing. And if I fall here, at least you know, my dear, that I would die for you. Promise you won't ever feel a thing. 'Cause I will take it on the chin, eh, for you to lay your cuts and bruises over my skin. I promise you won't feel a thing, no. 'Cause everything the world could throw, I'll stand in front, I'll take the blow for you, for you. Yeah, everything the world could throw, I'll take the sticks, I'll take the stones for you, for you.
That's the script, and that's a song called You Won't Feel a Thing from their album, which is called Science and Faith. Thank you to Paul Casey. Paul had to rush off, he's under pressure, as you would be if your house was just washed away and you just come back from your holidays yesterday. Seen Paul in a wee back alley bar behind Castle Court, Belfast, some time ago, where you had to press a buzzer to get in. I think I've been there. And absolutely fantastic live. Yeah, he's just about as good as you can get. That's wee Jim in Draperstown. And on another subject entirely, I saw Geordie Tuft getting his Meals on Wheels this morning. He mustn't have shaved since Christmas. He looks like Santa, and a miserable one at that. I would like to see Geordie with a beard. What is wrong with Gerry? He's playing horrible music today. I think I'm being very accommodating today.
I don't know. It's a bit flat, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
We're not sort of pleased with it.
Oh, you're not. Well, you never are. So, what's different?
She's all laid up in bed with a broken heart.
That puzzled you, didn't it?
What's that?
You want to hear flat? Have a listen to this. What's that song?
I know it. It's going to take some time. Take some time.
It's Philadelphia.
Aye, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
This'll cheer you up.
Ach, it's too long.
I know it is.
I was bruised and battered, I couldn't tell what I felt. I was unrecognizable to myself. I saw my reflection in a window and didn't know my own face. Oh brother, are you gonna leave me wasting away on the streets of Philadelphia? Till my legs felt like stone. I heard the voices of friends vanished and gone. At night I could hear the blood in my veins, just as black and whispering as the rain on the streets of Philadelphia. Ain't no angel gonna greet me. It's just you and I, my friend. And my clothes don't fit me no more. I walk 1,000 miles just to slip this skin. The night is falling, I'm lying awake. I can feel myself fading away. So receive me, brother, with your faithless kiss. Or will we leave each other alone like this on the streets of Philadelphia?
Bruce Springsteen, of course, Streets of Philadelphia. The day grows dim. I see the sands of time running out. I see the clock. It tells me that it's almost 10 to 12, and I see that when the 12 hours strikes, that this will be the last time that I will be on the radio in the year 2010, and I will hand the baton for the last show into the capable hands of Mr. Coyle. I want you to do a good job tomorrow.
Yeah, well.
Don't leave the people hanging.
and see what they.
Okay.
Yeah, well, what we're going to try and do is the music on the program will be dictated by the people at home, by whatever they want to play. If we can get it, we're going to play it on the program. Because when you're away, because you're away, so it'll not be really my choice. It'll be whatever people want to hear.
Well, I think it's a good idea. Whatever the people want to hear tomorrow, you shall supply it.
Well, if we can.
If you can.
Yeah. We'll do our.
Here's some you do your level best. After watching some informed comment about television last night, after watching the bubbly, outgoing Rolf Harris on Arena the other night, I was surprised to find that the bearded one is a manic depressive. So he is. Remember, we met him. Do you remember?
I never met him.
Oh, did you not?
No. Where did you not meet him?
When I used to be on television, I played his wobble board.
Did you?
Yes, I did. I sang a duet with him. I played the wobble board.
Yeah.
He's a very nice man. When Rolf's portrait of the Queen was rejected by the National Portrait Gallery, apparently he sat up all night writing 59-page letters. Who would have thought that old Jake the Peg was so sensitive? Well, he is. He's a sensitive artist. On the upside, it's good to know that all you have to do is write artist on your door, and the young babies are falling over themselves to divest themselves of their clothing. I discovered this years ago. It's very easy to make a young lady take her clothes off if you tell her you're an artist. I was an artist for a while. Great show yesterday, kid. A great show which teetered on the cusp of being monopolised by angry women venting their spleen about the lack of water. When Marie Antoinette was told the people had no water, did she not say, let them drink cake? One of the best gags ever uttered by a French aristocrat since the day Louis the Sun King said, my wife is so fat, I say, Mrs. My wife's so fat, she gets her drawers made by rent-a-tent. Oh, how the French peasants must have laughed as their black teeth fell out due to a lack of vitamin C. As a cracker, they screamed, as the swollen plague bulbos burst onto their oxters and a thick green pus ran down their washboard rib cages. What do you have in your lucky bag? All day, Tommy, my cat, has been in a state of acute pensivity. Attend me, Thomas, I said. I bid you reveal the cause of your deep-brooding pensiveness. 'Tis of Michael I pensify, said the brooding feline. Michael, I said. There are loads of Michaels. Which Michael has reduced you to such clandestine chagrin? Is it the Michael McGimpsey of whom you speak? Or by the sacred summit of Michael Barrymore? Tommy peered out the dirty window inside and said, I see but as through a glass darkly. I speak of the Michael who used to phone into Gerry's show on a regular basis years ago, Michael the giggling, trampolining white van man, the Michael who joined Gerry in the studio one day and played his own records. Whatever happened to that Michael? Gone down the river. He was banished into eternal darkness, I said. For a year or two he could be found sitting like an ancient mariner on the mattress in the middle of the Ballymena roundabout, or indeed, alternatively, in the middle of Craigavon, New City. Then he went to America and became a Red Indian. His Indian name is Chief White Van Man. Did Michael marry an Indian squaw? Said Tommy. Do you know that I discovered what the word squaw actually means?
But you didn't tell me.
I can't.
Tell me afterwards.
I'll tell you after. And have many papooses, or is the correct word papoosai? No, I said, no sprogs yet. Michael is unable to make heap big magic, but he visits the National Health Medicine Man every Monday morning. Tommy giggled and said, if libido low, to Indian go, smoke pipe and drink strong tea, rock and roll round the totem pole, then erect heap big TP. Get out, I yelled, get out, don't be coming in here with your Seamus Heaney doggerel. We can't have that kind of carry on here. We can't have it. We can't have it. We can't have it. We can't have it. I'm going crazy now.
There's another one in you.
I can't have it.
Yeah.
Nice.
You always know when there's another one.
Yes.
I'm playing the wrong thing again.
That's never going back.
Yeah.
She wrote down, let me in.
I'm so predictable.
Made me see where I've been. Been down one time, been down two times. Never going back again.
That's Fleetwood Mac, of course. Do you know what I am in today? I'm in a kind of a demob frenzy. Do you know the way sometimes when soldiers were about to be demobbed, they would behave strangely? I'm like that today because I feel as if I'm demobbed. I've been, divested of the year. It's a new year, and I won't be back until next year. The next time I'll be on the radio is 2011.
Which is Monday.
Also, Paul Casey, a lot of people have been sending me messages about Paul, and I'm going to play another track from his. He's been producing Chris Ria's new album, and this is an example of his work. This is from one of his own albums called Songs in Open Tuning. This is called Blues for Tony B.
I don't know how you do it, you groove me. I don't know how you do it at all. Lady, I don't know how you do it, you move me. I don't know how you do it, you groove me. I don't know how you do it at all. Meet me come midnight. Meet me come midnight. I don't know how you do it, you move me. I don't know how you do it, you groove me. I don't know how you do it at all. Lady, I don't know how you do it, you move me. I don't know how you do it, you groove me. I don't know how you do it at all. Meet me come midnight. Meet me come midnight. I don't know how you do it, you move me. I don't know how you do it, you groove me. I don't know how you do it at all. Lady, I don't know how you do it, you move me. I don't know how you do it, you groove me. I don't know how you do it at all. Baby, I don't know how you do it, you move me. I don't know how you do it, you groove me. I don't know how you do it at all. Lady, I don't know how you do it, you move me. I don't know how you do it, you groove me. I don't know how you do it at all. Meet me come midnight. Meet me come midnight.
That's Paul Casey. That's from an album he did a few years ago called Songs in Open Tuning, and that sounds fresh still. That's a song called Blues for Tony B. Well, that's it from me. It's been a very good year for City Girls, and it's been a good year. And I'd like to thank Sean and Janet and Emma and all the other girls.
Emma's not here.
I know, but I'd just like to thank her anyway for all the service that you've given us over the year and all the things that you've not done, all the things that you've refused to do and all the things that you ignored and all the things that you let go. Thank you, and I hope you shall continue to do so in the near future.